It's time for Michigan Fun on My Michigan TV, a weekly look at the top events in Michigan as presented by the state's leading authority on events, the Michigan Festival and Events Association. A full listing of events is available on MichiganFun.com. Michigan Fun is a production of My Michigan TV powered by Michigan Digital. Now, here's your host, President of the Michigan Festival and Events Association, Mike Sukin.
Welcome to Michigan Fun, a show where we check out the state's top festivals and events. I'm your host, Mike Sukat. We have a very special guest with us this week, my friend Paul Beachnau, president of the Gaylord Area Visitor Center. And today we're going to find out all the great things that are happening in Gaylord, Michigan, also known as Alpine Village. We're going to learn about the trails and lakes in Gaylord, and then we're going to learn about the winter activities and why Gaylord is such a big winter destination. But first, we're going to learn about the Pigeon River Country State Forest and elk herd. Welcome to the show, Mr. Paul Beachnau.
Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Paul. How are you in beautiful Gaylord?
I'm doing great.
Michigan?
Thanks so much for having me on the show, and thanks for all you do to support all the great events that are happening around our state. It's really pretty amazing, all the great things that happen around our state. But, that being said, we are blessed here in Gaylord, Michigan, to be home of the Pigeon River Country State Forest, and an attraction that a lot of people in Michigan amazingly don't know about, and that is one of the largest free-ranging elk herds east of the Mississippi. Is located up in Vanderbilt, Michigan, and it is really a modern-day success story for wildlife here in Michigan. The herd was transplanted back into the Pigeon River Forest back in 1917. So they celebrated 100 years. Elk were native to Michigan. And they went extinct when kind of things were a free-for-all back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And some forward-thinking stewards of our environment transplanted a small herd from Colorado back into the Pigeon River Forest, and it's managed specifically for that elk herd. So it's really an amazing success story for our state, and those of us here in northern Michigan are very, very proud of it.
It is an amazing area, and the elk herd is fabulous. I have some experiences of being in the Pigeon River Country area, and I will tell those people who want to venture in there, make sure your gas tank is full when you start.
Yeah, that's a great tip. And the other thing to remember is you might not get cell phone service up there. The Pigeon River Forest, Mike, is 114,000 acres of state forest land, and it's managed unlike any other state forest in the entire system in the state of Michigan. It's managed as a wild area. So when you mention fill your tank up with gas, you can go through that forest all the way up into Onaway and over east towards Hillman in Montmorency County. So it's a massive state forest, and it's managed, again, unlike any state forest, it's managed as a wild area. And there's so many opportunities to enjoy Michigan up there. You've got 11 rustic camping areas. You've got berrying for blueberries. You've got mushroom hunting in the spring. You've got hiking trails out there, and you've got something that's really, really cool. And we have the sinkhole lakes. There are 7 sinkhole lakes that are amazing. They're crystal clear. They have that beautiful greenish hue to them. I was just up there last week with one of our board members to show them. They're absolutely a magnificent attraction and something really to behold. But as we talked about, circling back to the elk herd, what's really amazing this time of year is those males are bugling. They're it's just a really eerie, really loud noise, and the males are bugling for all they're worth to tell all the other males, hey, stay away, this is my territory. And they're also calling in the females. This is the time when they're getting ready to mate for the year. So it's really, really an amazing natural asset to see the elk. And something a lot of people in our state don't know, Mike, is if you're so inclined, you can get a license plate with an elk on it. If you go to the Secretary of State and you believe in the wildlife, the funds from getting a license plate with an elk, all of those funds go to help manage the herd and go back into the wildlife fund to help manage our elk herd. So kind of a cool story.
It is a very cool story, and the elk herd is it's not just in the Pigeon River country. Obviously, you've got them in the Gaylord area, but I've seen them in the wild in Montmorency County, going down 2 tracks, and I've also been out west to Yellowstone, and I've had people tell me, oh, the Eisenhower elk are so much bigger than the elk in Michigan. Well, you know what? I watched a bull elk step over a fence and stood there broadside on a 2-track, and I'm in a full-size pickup truck. We're stopped, we're watching this, and I'm looking, without ducking down, I'm looking under his belly at the rest of the road. As I said, he stepped over it. He didn't jump over like a deer does. He stepped over it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they're a massive animal, and you get some of those 12 by 12 racks. Elk can weigh more than 800 pounds. They're a massive, beautiful animal. And if you don't feel like driving around out in the Pigeon River Country State Forest, Mike, I'll tell you one place that you can always see the elk, the city of Gaylord, and you know this very well. We have a beautiful park called Aspen Park, which has a 2-mile paved pathway woven in and around a little park right near Gaylord called Aspen Park. Our city of Gaylord maintains an elk herd of about 40 animals. There's also some white-tailed deer and some cyca deer. There's a gaggle of turkeys in there, and they have over an 80-acre enclosed area where they've maintained that. It's kind of a backup water system, but it's very wild out there, and it's a huge, massive area, and there's a really nice tree cover over there. You can always go over to the City Elk Park, and you can see them there. You can see them out bugling, and they're gathering together over there. And you're always guaranteed that you're going to get a chance to view the elk if you go over near the elk herd. And it's right over, amazingly, near the Gaylord Elks Club off of Grandview Boulevard and Commerce Boulevard. I think we're the only Elks Club probably in the United States, maybe the world, that has an elk herd right out the side door of the Gaylord Elks Club. So you can go there and look and watch the elk anytime you want. The city feeds them and they maintain them, and they kind of stay in that area. But it's really a cool thing to take your kids or go over there for a couple and enjoy watching the elk.
We've done that. We've taken the grandkids over there, and they just are in total awe of that. It's a beautiful place there. So if anybody wants to find out any more information on Pigeon River Country and the state forest, the elk herd, all that information is available at your website, correct?
It is. It's at GaylordMichigan.net, and we've got tips in there, the best times to go view them, and our DNR prints out a very nice viewing map. There are areas within the forest you can kind of pull your car in there and wait for them to come out into the field, and there's a really good chance that you're going to see them. So again, just a wonderful opportunity. And go see us at GaylordMichigan.net, and you can learn everything about the elk herd here in the Gaylord area.
Well, thanks, Paul. We're going to take a break right now, but I don't want anybody to go away because Paul's going to be right back, and we're going to talk about all the trails and lakes in the Gaylord area. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
As the aromas of autumn fuel your inner fire, add some spice to the season and let fresh bring the flavor in pure Michigan.
Keep it fresh at Michigan.org.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events happening across the state of Michigan. Our guest, Paul Beachnau from the Gaylord Visitor Center, is back with us, and we're going to talk about the trails and the lakes in Gaylord area. Welcome, Paul. Welcome back.
Hey,
I'm glad you came back.
I'm not going anywhere, but I'll tell you, after watching those videos of all the people having fun and kayaking and out on the trails on beautiful fall days, I almost took off out of here. I can go right out the door here of the Gaylord Tourism Bureau office in our visitor center, and I can get right on the trail that goes all the way up to Mackinac City, and it goes all the way down to Waters, south of town along Otsego Lake. And when I'm watching those beautiful videos with the spectacular fall colors right now, man, does it just make me want to get out there and get out on one of the lakes or get out on one of our trails. We've got so many here. I can't wait to get out after work. I'm going to go take my my trusty pal and best buddy golden retriever Mac out with for a nice fall walk this afternoon, and I can't wait to get out there, Mike.
And lots of great lakes. I mean, you mentioned Otsego Lake. What a great full sport lake with not only a state park on it, but a county park on the other side. You guys got assets all over the place.
You don't even need
lakes, how many lakes are in the Gaylord area?
Yeah,
how many lakes are in the Gaylord area?
You don't even need me to do the show. You know all the great spots, but Otsego Lake definitely is really a jewel for this area, and one of the most historical tourism parts of our state of Michigan. Otsego Lake State Park was one of the few state parks that recently celebrated 100 years of being in our state park system. We're really proud of it. There are over 200 campsites at Otsego Lake State Park, and there's a really good chance if you come up here to camp that you can get a campsite right on Otsego Lake. And you mentioned the county park. We have a beautiful county park with 40 campsites on the other side of the lake. It's located over on the west side of the lake, the northwest corner. But in addition to Otsego Lake, Mike, Gaylord is blessed with over 90 small lakes. And you just showed some beautiful pictures of people kayaking and stand-up paddleboarding. A couple of my favorite lakes are Big Lake, which is located just a couple of miles east of town. Dixon Lake also is about 3 miles east of downtown. It has a beautiful dock and launching area and is just a gorgeous lake. for putting in your kayak or your stand-up paddleboard, if you wanted to do some fishing, that's great as well. And then really a gem for this area, one of my all-time favorite lakes is called Chubb Lake, and it's got a beautiful little canal that goes over to a lake called Bridge Lake. And if you want to see some amazing natural resources, if you want to see wildlife and bald eagles, I highly recommend going over to Chubb Lake. But we produce a beautiful little lakes guide here in Gaylord. So if you need a lakes guide, you can reach out. We'll send you one and we'll tell you what the lake looks like. We have the depths of all of those lakes, and then where you could put in your kayak, the exact directions of your stand-up paddleboard or your kayak. So you can request that online, or you can look it up at GaylordMichigan.net. But we also have here, Mike, 5 major river systems. Gaylord is the highest elevated city in the Lower Peninsula. So we're the headwaters of 5 major river systems. We got some great trout fishing, some great areas to enjoy getting out on those rivers. We've the Sturgeon River, we've got the Pigeon River, the Black River, the upper branch of the Manistee, and the north branch of the Sauble all emanate right here in the Gaylord area.
It is a water sports person's paradise. I mean, there's just no way of ands or buts about it. And it's, and actually, you gave me a good segue. I'm not going to use it right now, but maybe I should. You said that Gaylord is the highest elevation in the Lower Peninsula, which means that it gets the most amount of snow. And now that I live in the Lewiston area, and I get a lot of the residuals, I can attest that Gaylord gets 6 months of snow, which kind of leads us to our third segment. So if you don't mind, we might as well just take a break right now and bring you back, and we'll talk about why Gaylord is such a destination for winter sports. So don't go away. Paul, don't you go away. Don't you go away out there while you're watching the Don't go away while you're watching TV either, because Paul's going to tell you why your winter sports paradise in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan is right here in Alpine Village.
Football is back, and this season, My Michigan TV is bringing you the Lions pregame and postgame fan show. Every Sunday, we'll be live at the Detroit Sports Bar and Grill for pregame and postgame to discuss the top plays, latest news, upcoming matchups, and more. We want to hear from you. During the show, join us live via Zoom and give us your take. Just go to lions.mymytv.com or stop by our studio in downtown Detroit for a chance to appear live on air. The My Michigan TV Lions pregame and postgame fan show, where your comments come first.
Hey, welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we check out the state's top festivals and events.
Join host Mike Sukent as he talks with guests from all across Michigan.
How are you doing, Mike? How's everybody in fair festival land out there?
Get the inside scoop on what's happening at festivals and events across the state.
A lot of concerts and free family fun, you name it, and we have it.
Your secret's safe with us. I thought mermaids were fictitious beings.
We got everything at Pirate Festival.
I mean, this is countdown.
Countdown, only a couple of weeks away.
You guys busy there in Grand Haven?
Yeah, just a little bit.
We're hoping the weather is holding. We've called Mother Nature. I don't know if I can do much, but Mother Nature and I, we have an understanding.
I mean, people are coming to these events and these fairs and these festivals. They just want to have a good time.
It is one of those events that is so much fun.
That will be a lot of fun.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events happening across the state of Michigan. Our guest today is Paul Beachnau from the Gaylord Area Visitors Bureau. And in this segment, we're going to talk about why Gaylord is such a big winter destination. And I see that our producer helped us out with a little bit of snowmobiling video there.
Yeah, that is, he sure did. And Gaylord is, I'm one of those crazy guys, Mike. I love winter. I probably love it more than any other season. And Gaylord is right smack dab in the center of Michigan snowbelt, right? The area between about Grayling and Indian River gets some of the highest snowfalls in the lower peninsula. And we absolutely love it here. You know, I told our board of directors a couple of years ago, I said, you know, we need to be promoting Michigan winter more often here in Gaylord. We have some of the best snowfall. We have some of the best activities for winter, and we might as well own it. Let's get people to enjoy winter. You know, there's a lot of negative energy for some people. Let's not talk about that too much. They're not really that crazy about snow, but up here in Gaylord, we love it. We take advantage of it. We average 152 inches of snow. And if you're going to live in a city like this, you might as well enjoy it. So a couple of things that we really love, that we really promote quite a lot, of course, cross-country skiing. We have 9 different cross-country ski areas, which also are great for snowshoeing. We have 2 downhill ski resorts here in Gaylord. We're really proud of Treetops Resort and Seagull Resort. They're both open to the public here. And I'll tell you, they're both wonderful family ski areas. They're just absolutely perfect. If you've got kids or teenagers, they're not going to get lost. They're not going to get run over. They're wonderful downhill ski areas here. We have a really unique activity we've been promoting the past 4 or 5 years, winter rafting. Yeah, you heard me correct. I was not, it's the morning. I'm not making this up, but winter rafting is absolutely a beautiful and a spectacular activity. We have 2 outfitters we work with here, Big Bear Adventures up near Indian River and Sturgeon River Paddle Sports up in Wolverine. It comes with a guide. As you can see from the photo, you sit on a 6-person inflated raft. They will tell you when to paddle and when you can rest. It's not like going out in the summertime and going over the side of a canoe. You're not going to go in the water. It's very, very safe. But you see parts of Michigan in a time of the season that's absolutely gorgeous, okay? Because all the lakes are frozen, so the wildlife is coming down to get a drink of water, and they're coming down to the river. The rafting we showed you is there on the Sturgeon River. It's the fastest flowing river in the lower peninsula. It doesn't freeze over. You're going to see deer and turkey, and we saw an otter one time when we took a group out winter rafting, but it's really fun. It's really safe. The one thing we tell people is if you want to bring your kids along with you, it's a great activity, but they need to be able to stay seated in the canoe and listen to the guide, tell them when to paddle. It's a great way to spend time as a family. The float takes about an hour and a half, and you would dress like you would for any other activity, Mike, in the winter. You'd want to wear a nice pair of snow pants and a nice pair of gloves and a nice hat. But winter rafting, we've had people that have gone and done it and said it's really one of the coolest things they've ever done in the winter. So we really try and encourage people to take soft adventures, because our philosophy is if we can get you to have a soft, nice winter adventure, that maybe it's going to turn into a full-blown love affair with winter, and you're going to be out skiing and maybe renting snowmobiles or bringing your snowmobiles, and maybe you're going to just get out and really embrace winter the way we do up here in northern Michigan. We've got some great events too. Treetops does some winter snowshoe hikes where there's food stations and bonfires at 5 stops along the trail. so you can gorge yourself and keep warm while you're out there enjoying Mother Nature in the wintertime.
Paul, I've talked to a number of people. I unfortunately have not done the rafting yet. I did use the word yet because we are going to do it. My kids have done it. Some of our best friends have done it. And the word that I hear every single one of them use is serene. Going down the river, it's so quiet. All you hear is a little trickle of the river, and it's just, you're in nature, and it's just serene. It's you can't imagine it. You have to experience it.
That is an absolute great description. You're giving me a shiver up my spine, and that's probably why I enjoy winter so much, because it is quiet and is serene. Snow is an actual sound absorbent, believe it or not. So for all silent sports in the winter, for cross-country skiing and for snowshoeing and for winter rafting, you will enjoy that serenity. As I said, snow is a natural sound absorbent, and that's why usually it is more serene and it is a little more peaceful and quiet. And one of the reasons that I enjoy winter so much is it's quiet. It's just beautiful. It's a good time. The biggest problem we have with getting people out in the winter is they overdress, Mike. And so we always encourage people to layer up. Make sure you put layers. So once you get moving, you're going to warm right up. Wear a good wind barrier. If it's a little windy out there, put on a nice windbreaker over a pullover or a sweater or an insulated jacket. And a lot of times people overdress and they get moving and then they get too warm. So remember, once you start moving, you're going to warm right up. And just a good pair of gloves and a good pair of boots. And honestly, you're just going to be all set to really get out there and enjoy. And there's a picture there from skiing at the Pigeon River Country State Forest. Amazing snowshoe opportunities out there.
You mentioned Treetops. Is Treetops still do the dinner in the woods in the cabin? And do they do that during the winter?
It's part of their culinary adventure series. And you can go on a guided, with a team of horses. They take you on a sleigh ride with a team of horses. They take you to a remote cabin. You enjoy a 5-course dinner, and then they take you back to where that starts. And it's part of their culinary adventure series. And they also do out there, you can go for a sled dog ride. You can get out there and you can do a winter hike on snowshoe that has food stations along the way. It's called Skiable Feast, and they have them throughout the winter, and it includes all the food. They'll provide the rental equipment for you, but all that information, again, is available by going to GaylordMichigan.net.
Thanks, Paul. It occurred to me as you were talking that we haven't even scratched the surface of Gaylord, so we need to do this again sometime. But I want to thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I love the show. And again, Mike, thanks so much for all you do to promote all the amazing events and all the little unique, authentic activities here in Michigan. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, you heard it from Paul. There's the website to find out more. So it's www.gaylordmichigan.net. If you want to find out anything on any festival and event in the state of Michigan, go to michiganfun.com. I'd also like to thank our producer, Jared Clark, for putting together this show, and the entire staff at My Michigan TV. To browse our full library of live and on-demand video, go to MyTV. That's MyMITV.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. I look forward to seeing you back here again next week. Until then, get out there and have some fun.